Prominent reform movements. Please underline this paragraph. This is very, very important. So, prominent reform movements, they were Brahmo Samaj, which was founded by Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Arya Samaj, which was founded by Swami Dayanand Saraswati, Ramakrishna Mission, which was founded by Swami Vivekanand, and Satya Shodhak Samaj, which was founded by Jobita Pule. This is very important. They can ask you in 2 marks. Now, next it is a Raja Ram Mohan Roy, very important topic. He was one of the great social and religious reformer of the 19th century. So, in order to remove the social evils which was prevailing over that time, he founded Brahmo Sabha. Later on, this Sabha word was replaced by Brahmo Samaj. Brahmo Samaj, they believed in a monotheism, that is, God is one, and they condemned idol worship, and they gave more emphasis on prayers, meditation, charity, morality, and strengthening the bond between the Hindus and Muslims, especially between the men of all religions and creed. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he was very much against the caste system and also very much against the sati system. So that is why he worked for the abolition of sati, parda system, condemned polygamy. Polygamy means going for more than one marriage, discouraged child marriages, and advanced the right of women to remarry. It was because of his efforts only that William Bentinck, who was Governor General of India that time, he passed a law. And under that law, sati was declared as illegal and punishable by law. In the words of Rabindranath Tagore, he is called the father of Indian Renaissance. He is called the father of Indian Renaissance and the prophet of Indian nationalism. You can underline this. Clear? Next, it is Jobita Pule. He was an urban educated member of so-called low caste. His educational and personal experiences had made him critic of the Hindu religions and customs. Clear? So, in order to remove all these problems which are being faced by the people of the low caste, he established a school for untouchable, and he also started a private orphanages for the widows. He wanted to liberate the depressed classes and make them aware of their right by educating them. Therefore, he founded Satya Shodhak Samaj. See, it's a Jobita Pule. Then, this Samaj, they aim for getting social justice for the weaker sections of the society, and he also advocated that widow remarriage movements in Maharashtra and worked for the education of the women. So these social reform movements, they contributed towards the Indian nationalism. Now how they contributed? Swami Dayanand Saraswati, Swami Vivekanand, they proclaimed that Indian culture and civilization is the superior one. They condemned that untouchability and the caste system, ideas of brotherhood, equality, and then not to ignore the importance of the women. So as Swami Dayanand Saraswati, he was the first person to use the word Swaraj, India for the Indians. This was a slogan given by him. Okay, they gave the spirit of nationalism, the feeling of pan-Indianism. Clear? So these were some of the reform movements which contributed to the nationalism. Next, it's a role of the press. Press played a very, very important role. Some of the prominent newspapers you can underline: Amrit Bazar Patrika, Bengali, Tribune, Pioneer, Times of India, the Hindus, and the statements in English. So please, you have to learn the names. Please go through the names. Many other newspapers and magazines in the vernacular languages were also brought out. So these papers, they played a very, very important role. This is very important topic, please. It was through the press that the message of patriotism, please underline, ideas of liberty, freedom, equality, home rule, independence spread among the people of India. The press carried on daily criticism of the unjust policies of the British government. It was possible that the exchange of views among different sections of the society and between the social groups. It made Indian aware of what it is going in the world, not only inside the country but also outside the country. So these are some of the importance of the paper during that time, which helped the people to aware themselves about the things which was happening in the country as well as in the world. Now the next topic, it is a precursors of the Indian National Congress. Before Indian National Congress, they came into existence. Before Indian National Congress, they came into existence. There are few associations which was formed before that, and these associations, they helped a lot for the formation of the Indian National Congress. Now, what are these? The first one, it is a East India Association. So East India Association, it was founded in London and formed by Dadabhai Naoroji. Please underline. East India Association, it was founded in London and under the chairmanship of Dadabhai Naoroji. Clear, children? And the second one, it is a Indian Association. And this Indian Association, it was founded by Surendranath Banerjee. The association had lawyers, professionals and educated middle class. These were the people. Objectives: creation of a strong body of public opinion, then integration of Indian people on the basis of common political interest, promotion of friendly relations between Hindus and Muslims, and mass participation in public movements. Some of the achievements they have given: they agitated against the License Act, Arms Act, Vernacular Press Act, and also the lowering the age from 21 to 19 for the ICS examination. Clear, children? Next, it is your Indian National Congress. It's a Indian National Conference. Again, it was founded by Surendranath Banerjee. Clear? Now, these were the three main associations which was formed before the formation of the Indian National Congress. Before the formation of the Indian National Congress: East India Association, Indian Association, Indian National Conference. Now, how the Indian National Congress it was formed? Various political organizations mentioned earlier, they were local in character. Clear? Now, the leaders they wanted, while the Indian leaders like Surendranath Banerjee, Dadabhai Naoroji, Firoz Shah Mehta, Justice Rana Day, they wanted that some all India political bodies should be formed. Luckily, they got the directions from A.O. Hume. He was a retired British member of the Indian Civil Services. So he wanted to set up an organization that would draw the government attention to the backward drawbacks, and they want some suggestions for that. However, Hume wrote a letter to the graduate of the Calcutta universities asking them to dedicate themselves to the service of the people, and he got a good response from them. Later, he consulted with the Indian leaders and they laid the foundation of the Indian National Union. Congress word was given later. Clear? Later on the suggestion of Dadabhai Naoroji, the name Union was changed to Indian National Congress. Clear? So this way, the Indian National Congress, it was formed by A.O. Hume. Clear, children? Now, what was the main objectives of this association? Please come to the page. The first session, it was by W.C. Banerjee. The first session, it took place in Mumbai, and it was presided by W.C. Banerjee. In the class, I have already I made you write on your books, but once again I am repeating that the first session took place in Mumbai under the presidentship of W.C. Banerjee, and the second it took place in Kolkata under the presidentship of Dadabhai Naoroji. So aims to promote friendly relations, to develop and consolidate the feeling of national unity, to formulate popular demands and present them in front of the government, then to train and organize public opinion in the country. Clear? So these are the four different aims of the Indian National Congress. Once again, to promote friendly relations, to develop the feeling of national unity, then to formulate popular demands and to present them in front of the government, and to train and organize public opinion in the country. So these were the aims of the Indian National Congress. Once again, the first session took place in Mumbai under the presidentship of W.C. Banerjee, and the second took place in Kolkata under the presidentship of Dadabhai Naoroji. So in this chapter, children, we were having these concepts. Okay, if you are having any doubt, or if you, while going through the video, please go through properly, and if any doubt, please ask me in the class. Thank you, children.